Alrighty, gonna check that everything's working, guys. Because we are about to start streaming mad. And recording. Alright. Welcome, guys. Death's Crowbar here. Some of you know me as Josh Turner. And today I have a special stream/video for you. And this one is a how-to guide for Hearthstone. Some of you have wanted this from other people that I follow, and so I said I'd make one so that they don't have to, and so that y'all will know. So to start, we're going to go to my collection. This is where you will find all your cards you have. Don't really have to look through it right now, but when you start off, you only have a basic set of cards. So we're going to go to practice, and I'll show you what decks you have. Now, these are my custom decks here up above. Well, it's below me, but it's above. The TV is above me, but the camera is below me. Anyway, so you start out with these basic decks, 9 of them. You get your Warrior, Shaman, Rogue, Paladin, Hunter, Druid, Warlock, Mage, and Priest. Now, all of this is based off World of Warcraft stuff, so that's where the decks come from. And no, there is no Death Knight yet. So don't be griping about why isn't there Death Knight, or why don't you play Death Knight. There's none, so just be fine with it. Alright, so to start with, you're going to want to pick a deck. Now, currently I have the Paladin, Mage, Priest, and Druid all finished as far as unlocking the cards in them. When you pick a deck to use, like say the Warrior or the Shaman or the Rogue, you're going to want to practice with them for a while until you get all the cards in them. So we're going to go through here with a couple games and see how we do, and then from this hopefully you can learn how to play. So we're going to go through the basics pretty slowly. Hopefully it doesn't go too fast for you or too slow. So I'm fighting Jaina, and she is a mage. Alright, so you can choose which cards you want at the beginning and replace the ones you don't. Now, because all of these are 3 and 4 cost, I don't want them, because I want something that I can play from the beginning, and so you'll need something that's either a 0 or 1 cost. And so here I've got some 1 and 2 cost things that will work for me. Alright, so to start out with, this is your mana. Mana is what you use to pay for playing a card. This is your ability, alright? Each class has a different ability, and this is your champion. I think I've got that right. And this is your health here, alright? When your health is gone, you're done for. Now, if you've ever played Magic, things are a little different here. Alright, in this game, you can attack and defend with the same creature. So you're going to want to be careful to remember that. So, see, I played that. He's got Charge. Charge allows you to battle on the first turn. Otherwise, creatures usually have what is most commonly known in games as Summoning Sickness. And then, that was a spell I played. It does 1 damage, and so since the enemy only had 1 health, it killed them, the enemy's minion. So I'm going to attack again, and sometimes it takes a little while because the game still has some glitches and things in it. And then we're just going to end there. Alright, so now we got something bigger they've put out, and we really don't have what we need to defeat it. So what I'm going to do is use my power, because I want to try and see if I can get that to give me something interesting. Alright, I got +1 to spell damage, which is okay. And then I'm going to use this to up his attack. So the whole goal is to take out the other champion, basically. Get rid of all the other players' health. But you know, you've got to take out the other minions as you do so, or else they'll just overrun you. So you've got to protect yourself with creatures. You have to make sure that they don't overrun you. And a few other things to note, but that's the basics of it. You want to attack them, defend yourself, and pretty much just make sure you don't die. Now, as you see, multiple things have multiple costs, and then it's just different. Now, there is some strategy to this game. Like, for example, I could play this and give my minion Wind Fury and he'd attack twice, but he doesn't have enough health to survive 2 attacks, because that's the attack. That little dagger is the attack rating of a creature. Or I could, say, restore it to full health and then use Wind Fury, and it would attack that twice, and it would do 6 damage to it. But for now, I'm going to play that guy, and then I'm going to attack the enemy directly. And he's going to turn one of these into a 1/1 sheep. Alright. Yeah. That's what I thought.
What you want?
So as you can see, I'm just playing the cards I've got and kind of trying to stay alive here, working at stuff. Just working to take down the enemy's minions and keep mine. And I want to keep my health up too, so. You will probably find that you're better at some classes than others, and so you may at times want to play other classes, which is of course fine. Alright, so I'm going to turn him into a frog, give my guy +3, and then attack to get rid of that. See, so that gets rid of the guy I've been having to face. But see, it can be an issue because you never know what the other guy has, so you have to think of things strategically, guys. You have to remember they're going to have other cards that are probably better than what you currently have. Alright, so I really can't do anything right now. I don't have any more creature cards to play, and most of what I have in my hand is all for playing on creatures. And none of the creatures I have, these totems, they don't do any damage directly, so. Alright, so now I've got a creature here. My Wolf Rider. Alright. And I can try giving him Wind Fury. And I don't know if you can double up on Wind Fury. Some things you can double up on, and that'll basically allow them to attack again if they survive. Yeah, it doesn't seem you could double up on Wind Fury, but With some things you can. Now here's another totem I summoned, a searing totem. It does do damage, which is a nice thing about that one.
I hope you like my invention.
Now I'm probably going to lose this. I actually have not played the shaman before, but either way, this is just to learn the basics. Alright, so I definitely want to play my guy with taunt there. And then I'm going to summon myself another totem. And then there's a totem with taunt. And I'm going to take out their 1/1 so they can't deal damage with it. And then I'm going to end the turn. So. And they can't hit me so far because they don't have enough creatures to do so because of my guys with taunt.
I hope you like my invention.
Alright. Once again, we've got a taunt guy. We're going to summon another totem with taunt. And then, just to make this interesting, I'm going to add taunt to that. Now, taunt forces people to attack that instead of your other minions or yourself. They can't attack you or your other minions while a creature with taunt is out, so. That's something to remember. Now I'm probably going to lose it here because they've still got plenty of creatures to take care of me with. And see, there we go. That's going to be it pretty much. Now there are times when I've come back from, you know, the worst of things, but I need better cards for that really. So we're just going to give Wind Fury to that. Attack in turn. That's me. That's the game, because I don't have enough health and enough guys with taunt to take care of everything. Now, any of you who've played Magic will know, in Magic, you can only attack or block unless a creature has Vigilance, which is a completely different thing, but it's Magic, the Gathering, alright? So if you've played Magic, you know that. Well, basically everything has Vigilance in this game. Alright, so everything can attack and block. But the thing is it does not keep its defense, like in Magic. The health goes down with each attack or block. So you have to make sure to keep things done strategically so your creature doesn't get killed, basically. For example, if you've got some creatures out and a couple of them have taunt, and the other guy just has a couple regular creatures, you may want to, if it's got a small enough health left, you may just want to attack the person directly instead of attacking the creature, because then you get damage in, and then they have to attack your creature with taunt, thus their creature dies, and you've done damage. And every time you... Well, not every time you level up, but every couple times you level up with the basic decks, you get some extra cards. And these extra cards are just basic cards. They're the free cards you get. And I've got a good bit of them now with all of this unlocked. Now you can get other things than just the basic cards. If you go to the shop, either using in-game gold or real money, you can buy packs, and these packs are expert packs, and they will have cards that are better than the basic cards. Alright? Now, better cards doesn't always mean a better deck or that you're better at playing. Alright? How you build decks and things really, they change the way things are going to work, and how your playstyle works and how good you are is going to make a difference. Now, we're going to try this again with practice, but we're going to use the Priest deck just to show a different mechanic here. Once again, we're going to go against the Mage, Jaina. Alright. And we're just going to look at how this works so that you guys have a general idea of how everything works with it. Alright, so once again, we're going to want to get rid of, right now, the cards that we can't really use as easily. See, I can use him second turn, but I cannot use a 5th turn or 4th turn creature easily. Alright, so I have no mana, so I can't do anything. Now this guy, his ability is based off healing, so he can heal all his creatures. Now you really want to know what your ability does and how it works to make a good deck, because one of the things is you can have basically a way that your deck works that it builds upon the cards, making it stronger, basically. For example, I've got a deck that when a creature is healed, something happens, alright? Depending on what cards I have out. Well, because this guy is healing based, I can heal my creatures and that stuff happens every turn, every couple turns, that kind of thing. So, it's a really nice thing to have. Now, I've got to decide right now between my guy with Taunt or my Raptor. And I think I'm going to go with the Raptor because unless they have a creature with Charge, it's going to, or with Taunt, it's going to take them at least a round for the Summoning Sickness to go away before they can do anything to my creatures or to me. Now, in a real game, I can't take quite as much time as I am here. Real games they do have a timer unless you're playing with a friend. See, that creature had Charge, and so it was able to go right up against mine. So now we're going to play our creature with Taunt. And I'm going to avoid using the Witch Doctor because his ability is to gain health for other minions or yourself. And so I want to use that strategically later on in the game just to make sure I survive. Okay, so here's the thing. He's gonna take out my guy if I don't take his out. But there's bigger guys that I can take out. So I'm going to avoid and just put out another Taunt guy. Not worry too much about this. Alright, so now we have some choices. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give +2 health to him. Because he's a Taunt guy, I want him to have enough health to block lots of minions. And I'm going to use this Voodoo Witch Doctor to restore his health. I'm then going to throw out another guy with Taunt to defend. And I'm going to attack her directly because they're going to be forced to attack and he has enough damage to take them out. But see, they just did enough damage to, if they had wanted, to take him out directly, but they did not. Alright, so you may be wondering what's going to happen now, so, you know, I'm going to probably, yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to play my Yeti. Alright. And then I'm going to heal him for 2. And then I'm going to hit for 3. And see, just keep going in this kind of way. Now that creature had an ability that causes... It's a battle cry, and battle cries go off as soon as they're played. As soon as the card is played, and the battle cry was to deal 3 damage directly to the enemy, which is me for them. So, that's why I took that damage there. Alright, so now I can play my Core Hound, which is a nice creature. Or I can play some other cards to protect what I've already got out there. And I really like what I've got, so I'm going to play that. Heal. Use my Holy Smite on her. Deal 3. And then play a minion with Taunt. And then after that, I'll attack with my 4 damage. Now see, that's got rid of their creatures. It's kept some of mine alive. And I still have plenty to play and plenty to do. So now I think we'll play the Core Hound. And we're not going to worry about attacking that creature because he's going to have to attack the minion with Taunt. And that will take him out if he attacks it. So, see, right there. Now, we will play another minion with Taunt. Play the Raptor. Then we're just going to get rid of him. We're going to heal ourselves and attack Jaina. And see, I'm just trying to keep as many creatures on the board for me and as few for them, while also taking down their health. Now that creature has an ability that adds +1 attack to other creatures, which is an interesting one. And this one I'm playing is one that I use in my healing deck, which is whenever a minion is healed, I draw a card. And drawing cards is something you really want to be able to do a lot in this game. Now I'm going to use my Shadow Word on him to get him taken out because he has a lot of defense. And then what I want to do is I want to attack with one of my creatures that isn't going to take enough damage to be taken out by one of these, and then I'm going to heal him. So I think I'm going to do it where I'll fight him with the Fiend Yeti, and then take her out with that, and then I'm going to heal him, and I get another card because I have the Cleric out, and then I can play him and attack her directly, and she's only got 5 health. I've got 5 creatures on the board, and at this point I can avoid all of her creatures, and no matter what she does, as long as she leaves a couple creatures out for me, I can just take her out. So to start, I'm going to heal him, which gives me another card to do damage with later if I want to. Now, just that creature has a battle cry that deals 1 damage to any creature or to any opponent you want. Creature and minion are different ways, different things to call them. Minions, creatures, opponent versus player versus, you know, there's different ways to call things, but basically now I'm going to take her out with a 4 damage, and she's done. So there's different mechanics to how things work, and you gotta kind of wrap your head around it a little. You're going to want to find what deck works best for you, what character works best for you. Alright? Now, after you've found what you like, I recommend you unlock as much as you can in that deck. Get at least to level 10. After you get to level 10, you're ready to watch the next video, which I'll be recording in a second, streaming in a second. I'm just going to stop this one and return with the next one. and we'll be back for deck building. Alright. See you in a sec, guys.